Hey, this New England Patriot offense, Bill O'Brien's your coordinator. You know, we all know Bill O'Brien from the Houston Texans day. There's some movement to this offense, but not anything that's alarming when you start to look at, okay, they're going to mess with your eyes a little bit. We'll see if O'Brien tries to put something in there. Majority of their offensive snaps are played out of the shotgun rather than under center. Their biggest issue is their offensive line. And Mac Jones is under pressure 36% of the time. If you're those guys or gals that believe in numbers, you dig into the numbers. 36% of the time when this guy drops back, he's under pressure.
It's the crustiest thing you've ever said.
What's
if
that?
You're one of those people that believes in numbers.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot of folks that believe in numbers.
Yeah.
There's people that hate running backs to my right. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
But anyway,
numbers. I don't know
I'll tell you. I'll give you a crusty view here. This team is best when they can run the ball on their left side. So if you're Dallas Cowboys, the right side, the problems that you had against Arizona,
away from Tank.
Yeah, going away from Tank. This is where New England kind of makes some hay. They're not great at running the ball, but when they do run the ball, it's off that left side, both inside and outside. They're better. They're better when they play against light boxes. There's teams that take advantage of the light box. This is the team that has to take advantage because when it's neutral, what they call neutral, it's 7-man box or stack with 8 more, they don't do as well. So if you're the Cowboys and you find yourself getting in some 6-man box stuff, New England, and they're going to run the ball, that would be your problem right there. I think you play against them with more of a 7 or 8-man box and then make them have to fight you with that.
Yeah,
is what I would do.
I think Bobby was given the numbers earlier today with Sean and RJ, and it was like a ridiculous average per carry that the Cowboys are giving up to the offense's left side, the defense's right side.
It's a problem.
Like the yards per carry, I think, was in the 8s or 9s. It's worst in the league. It's terrible right now. And on the flip side, the Cowboys can't run on the left side of their own line, which makes sense for some of the injuries here as of late. But yeah, that's interesting. Belichick's just going to run right at that spot.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
If I see Van Der Esch on that edge, it's going to tick me off.
Yeah, they need to kind of stop that gadget. It's just not. Let's just
Mac
leave him
Jones,
back there
who's the starter for these guys. I feel like that his growth as a quarterback has been slowed by the issues that they've had with their offensive coordinator. He just doesn't have the strongest arm, nor he has the best mobility, but he's capable of navigating the pocket. When you watch him play, he can deliver the ball. The best thing he has is his toughness. That's the thing about it he will stand in there and get hit. And like I mentioned, there's like 36% of the time he is getting hit in his face as he's throwing the football. This quarterback, if you look at overall though how they play, they don't separate. They just don't. He's not going to throw the ball into tight windows. They have very few snaps where the receivers are open, and even less snaps where they're wide open. When you start to talk about distance and things like that. But it's a problem for them to have to deal with. They don't have really any explosive receivers. They're good receivers. Kendrick Bourne, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Devontae Parker. They're bigger guys, but there's just not that explosiveness to their game. Where they do have a little bit of explosiveness is a rookie, Demario Douglas out of Liberty, who we studied a little bit last year. He's the one guy that has that ability to kind of stretch the field, but the other guys are kind of bigger receivers, and they run combinations. They pick for each other. They They have those rub routes. They try and get those guys into some space if they can. The problem is they just don't have nearly enough time to throw the football. That's the biggest issue
Which
you
should
deal with.
feed into the Cowboys' strength.
Yeah. Well, okay, now you're going to have to come down to how can you cover Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. Those are the two. Those are the guys, like when there's pressure, he's going to throw the ball to one of those guys. And they both have really good hands. They're both secure catchers. Combination routes for them, too. You're going to see rubs. You're going to see picks. You're going to see quick, like, hooks, outs, little things to kind of get the ball going down the field, not taking any huge shot. They did make a nice throw up the seam in the Jets game that was a touchdown. But other than that, these two guys are kind of like just like underneath security guys, get the ball to them and let things go that direction. Their offensive line is bad. in my opinion, okay? And they've had some problems at tackle, and it really comes down to because they've rotated Trent Brown, Calvin Anderson, and Varian Lowe is the other guy. And when Lowe is in the game, he's played left tackle and he's played right tackle in the last 2 games as a substitute. He plays with absolutely zero power. He's a one-legged football player. Whoever lines up, if Lowe is in the game, he's number 59. He's the guy that you absolutely need to attack in this game. He cannot handle anybody rushing off the edge on him. He gets driven back. He gets pushed back. He's a liability. They're going to probably go with Trent Brown. They're probably going to go with Calvin Anderson. But if something were to happen where Lowe has had, like he's had to play the last 2 weeks, that's where the Cowboys need to focus on trying to do some good right there. Now, on the inside part of the game, Cole Strange was a first-round pick 2 years ago. He's another little bit of a liability when you start to talk about him because he doesn't deal with power all that well. And you've seen him several times get rocked back into the backfield. He doesn't get much push in the running game. He's a kind of a guy that tries really hard. He's just not strong enough. But I've seen guys walk him back into the quarterback, and now Daniel Jones is having to deal with this guard in his lap. So there's some spots on this offensive line that you can attack. You have to be aware of the ball going to your offensive right in the running game. And be able to manage these tight ends. Those are the guys that he's going to try and throw the football to when it's Mac Jones because he's probably going to be under a great deal of pressure.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, sir.
We are live here at Texas Live today, and we want to salute Revolver Brewing for having us out here to the CBD Kratom backyard, having a great time. We're actually in Lockhart's, and this platter barbecue they brought was outstanding. I want to salute them for the fine work they did on that brisket.
That turkey was delicious.
Yeah, it's all around. Their mac and cheese is really good, and they give you some bread, as much bread as you want to make your little sandwich and stuff. Kind of an a la carte way of ordering food here.
They're setting up over there, the roadies or whatever those stage guys are, because America's Got Talent's contestant Kylie Fry is going to be on stage here before too long, rocking the house and having a good time. 12 different vendors. If you're looking for something to do, come on out to Texas Live.